Hey guys, you're watching because you want to only. My name is AJ. Welcome to a series that I've wanted to do for a really long time, but never had the guts to do it. But I thought, let's just give it a go. If we don't like it, then we'll scrap the series, we'll do something else. But I want to give it at least 1 or 2 episodes just to see what it's like. I've always wanted to build an engine in Minecraft, not a working one with pistons, because on the scale that I want to do it, that's impossible. But just a replica engine would be really fun, I think. And we've been playing a game called My Summer Car recently on the channel, which is a game where we have to build an entire car from parts, including the engine and all its individual components. So I thought, let's use the My Summer Car inline 4 engine as a sort of base for us to build upon. So we'll build the block, and we'll build the crankshaft, and we'll build the pistons, and from the outside when it's done it'll just look like an engine, but we'll know that on the inside all of the bearings and the pistons, and hopefully if we do it on a big enough scale, even the nuts are all in. We're just going to give it a go. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We're using the same, I'm using the same profile as I use for the city world, which is why I've got like all the city stuff in here, but we don't need that. We're not going to be using that. I don't know where I'm going to start, really. I don't know how we're going to do it. We're just going to, I just want to spend this episode just playing with it and just seeing if we can get a good idea on what we want to do. So, we've got the default texture pack here, and the My Summer Car engine is blue. So we're going to do it in blue for the block. Maybe we'll colour some stuff up at the end. But let's just give it a go. What number is this? 3511. Pause 1. And then we'll go over here just a little bit. And we'll do pause 2. And we'll set to 3511. Was that right? Yeah, there we go. Ooh, yeah, good. So, we've got ourselves the top. Now, I think the easiest way that I want to do this is if this is the top of the block, we want to make the 4 holes of where the pistons are going to be, the bore size. And from that, we can sort of work out how big the rest of the block needs to be. So if we made a hole somewhere here, let's turn the shaders off. We don't need those on. If we turn that off and I make myself a little cubby hole here, like that, and we say a circle cylinder of, let's say to begin with, 7 blocks, 1 block high, air. Oops, other way around. Air 7 1. 2 slashes. Boom. Okay, so I got there eventually. We've now got ourselves a bore size, and you know what? I don't think that's too far off what I want. That's the sort of scale that I want. Maybe that's too big. Maybe that is a little bit too big. Let's try a little bit smaller. Undo. Let's try. Yeah, there we go. Let's try 5. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So if we done another one over here somewhere, let's say down here as a test, and we put that in there and there, and we do another circle. That's too far away. I want it to be a little bit closer, just a little bit, just a smidge. So let's go over here. The world is taking a little time to do. Let's go a little bit further. It's taking a little time to do some of these actions because we're creating a big shadow on the floor. That will speed up once we get like the initial shadow like done. The game won't sort of lag like that. Okay, so there's the second one. So we want 2 blocks between each one. I think sounds about right to me. So I'm gonna have to extend this a little bit further, aren't I? Let's go from there to. I'll tell you what. There's an even easier way to do it, isn't there? We'll just grab a section. So we'll go from there to there. I will stand on this one, and I will copy, and I will go over here, and I will paste. So that gets our 3rd hole in. I should have selected the middle point as well, because I need that again here. And if I now stand on this one and paste. No, I'll stand on this one and paste. Okay, good. So I've got the 4 cylinder holes here. Let's make the middle, and we'll add some more stuff around there. This is going to be really fun. Once we sort of get this initial block built, the rest of it should build quite easily, quite quickly. So how many blocks do I want roughly? Let's say, let's go with 4 blocks. I'm going to go 4 blocks on either side of the end 2 cylinder holes. The trouble is, I don't really know the parts of the engine either. I'm going to be using a guide from My Summer Car in order to build this. And how many blocks do I want there? 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might go with 6. We might keep it where it is. Okay, so like this. Now, I would love to have some feedback in the comment section for this episode, because this is a new series and it is going to be a different series to what we're used to. We've never done anything like this before, which is why I sort of want to do it so badly. Let's say there to there, set air. And how many have I got on this side? I wanted 5, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 2. Take that one over to here. So this is huge. It's going to be a huge engine. And then take this line out as well. We're going to have to be really careful and make sure that we get all of our maths right, because if we do something wrong this early on, it's going to make it really, really difficult later. Okay, so there's the top of our inline 4 engine. Now what we need to do is build it down in the shape. Now I've got 2 reference pictures. I won't bother putting them up on screen because they're not going to be that helpful to you. But if we can try and get a shape in down to where the gearbox would be underneath, I think would be pretty good. Now we want to round off these corners a little bit, so I'm just going to take off, I think those 3 should be good. Like that. Take off this one. And take off this one. And then we're going to select the corner. There. Because we need to make sure that the whole block is complete metal. We don't want any air gaps between it. Ooh, wrong one. And there. So now if we... What's going to be the easiest way? If I stand here, copy, paste. Get the right spot. Paste. And paste. Okay, I think that's pretty good as a top. We'll add more detail in afterwards once we get the shape done. So now what we want to do is bring this in by 1 block. So we want to make the next layer 1 block smaller. So we're going to do a line that runs under here. We'll fill it all in. I can fill it all in afterwards. There might be some off-camera stuff that I need to do to like fill up the void space. But we'll take all of this. Oh, did that get rid of the... That got rid of the air gap. That doesn't matter. Or the centerpiece. It doesn't really matter too much. I can put those back in. Oh, missed one. So we'll have... these down here. See, it looks really cool on the map already. But imagine when we build each individual piece. Oh, I'm excited. Have these down here. Missed one. Select that. And this we want to come down a few blocks. Oops. Nope. Take that way. That one. And I'll stand under here. Copy. Paste. Paste. Down a bit more. Paste. I'm going to do 1 more. Paste. Okay, so there's the top. Looking good. Already starting to look a little bit like an engine, which is a good thing. That means we're obviously on the right path here. And then we want it to get a little bit bigger again. But I think for this section, instead of building it down in whole sections like we were, I think we're going to have to do a little bit of a skeleton to get this shape right. Because let's start on... Doesn't really matter. Let's start here. What we want to do is we want it to come out in a sort of arch like this on either side around both parts that we've done. So if we get that one and that one, now if we or like that and like that like that. And that one. It's so much bigger than you think. That's too far. That's too far out. Closer, but I still think we're going out too far too quickly. Let's bring this down in by one. Okay, I think that's better. I think I like that better. So that's going to be like that all the way down. And we want this to come down about as thick as one of those and a bit of that. So how many blocks is that going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish blocks. And the pistons run through there, onto the bottom, like that. Should be pretty good. So we'll add on a bit here. And I'll just nab those. And we'll just go copy. Paste, 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 where they're clear. And then I'll just grab a whole bunch more, just to speed it up. Whoop, don't fall. Copy. Paste. 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 Whoop, I fell. Paste. Paste. Have you guys ever seen an engine built in Minecraft before? I've seen little redstone engines, but I've never seen an actual replica engine before. Maybe someone's done it, but not that I've seen. You know, I think that's going to have to come down a little bit further. I think I want it to come down maybe another 2 blocks, and then an extra sticky out block. So let's grab 2 layers of this. Like that. Oh, didn't select it. Ugh. Oh, it's already there. Good. Copy. So I want it to come down to there. Paste. Good. And then we'll have one more sticking out like this, as the bottom, that then the gearbox will attach to underneath. Okay. I'm liking the scale that we've got. I'm really, really liking the scale that we've got. So that then has to go onto the other side as well. So that one, I have to go over here because I do have to change it now. To there. Stand up here. Copy. What way are we facing? We're facing east. So if we flip east, and come over here and paste that, it should give us the other side. Sweet. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated on the ends, because we've got one end that's like where the clutch goes, and then the other end where the fan belt goes, right? I think so. And before you even say it, no, I will not be building a giant car around this. I think that's way too much of a project, and I don't think I'm really good enough to build a car on this scale in Minecraft. I've seen people do big cars, but they've always looked a little bit weird to me. They haven't quite looked right. So this is going to be the side that the clutch goes onto. Okay, so that means that we're going to have to do an arch. Maybe it's easier if I done a circle and I just take the bottom half out. So if we... No, I can't do an upright circle, can we? We figured that out on the submarine series, that upright circles are more hassle than what they're really worth. So we'll have that one. I'm going to go 3, 1, 1, 3. And then that goes down to the same point there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. And then this comes down to the bottom there like that as well. And then this is going to come out, get a little bit bigger, and then out a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it 1 block bigger. So we'll wrap ourselves around the top. I don't think I want to have these corner bits in. I think I want to have those removed. Like this. Alright. So far, I'm quite happy. It's going to get more and more interesting the further on that we go. Because once we start getting things hidden inside other parts, that's what's going to be really fun about this. Okay, I think we're going to add another one as well. So I have this one on here. And the one that we're building right now is also going to be 2 blocks thick. Whoops. Yeah. I might have to change the shape of some of these as well, because I think we're getting... The thing with Minecraft is when you're working with circles, the bigger you go, the more square they sometimes become. That's actually not looking too bad, though. So we'll make this a little bit thicker. So we're adding an extra block now onto these. Sweet. So that's where the that looks huge, but I tell you what, it's not that far off. We're pretty close to what the actual engine that we're basing this off is. So let's now start neatening this up. We're gonna have to do this piece by piece, I think, unless I do the whole thing and then flip it. I'm gonna have that like that. 1, 2, 2. Is that right? See, it's so hard to get everything mirrored. You know what? I'm gonna work one side and then we're gonna flip it and do it that way. Because I don't want this to really go any bigger than what this is. So we're gonna have that one, and that one, that one, that one, and that one. Let's just do it nice. Let's do it flat first. Have this join up to there. And that one. Well, we'll just make so there's no air first, and then we can modify the shape, because it's going to be thick. It's going to be solid on the inside anyway. Okay, not far off. Look, we'll just add that one there, and another one there. And I think that's a good way to finish that off. So we'll now grab a section from here to there. Stand here. Copy. Flip west. And paste. Okay, so now we've got exactly the same combination. We don't have to worry about making sure that it's right. On the inside here, we can just fill in this now. So from there to there, set 3511. And the same down here. I shouldn't have bust out anything. I made it unsymmetrical. We should be good there. And we want to put some detail on this as well, just so there's a little bit more to it. So we want to have, I don't know, a piece of metal that goes around here. That's 3 blocks in from the edge. And that's 3 blocks in from the edge. 3 blocks in. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what we need. Like that. Do I want to have any sort of bottom on here? I don't think so. I don't think that's even a full circle. I think... Oh, we need to have a hole for the crankshaft. That should be big enough for the crankshaft. Maybe it could be a little... No, that should be good. That should be good for the crankshaft. So we've got that side in. And on the other side, I'm going to have to do a little bit of guessing, because I couldn't find on Google at all a picture of the other side of this engine. I couldn't really see a picture of that side either. I've had to make that up. I thought about going into my summer car and having a look at it and taking some reference pictures for myself. But on my summer car, you only get one save, like the old Pokemon games. You can't have multiple saves going on at the same time, which makes things really difficult, because that means if I wanted to see them up close, I would either have to do it on a different computer and buy the game again, or restart my data, and I don't really want to do either. But on this side, it ends up being bigger. There's like a big section that sort of comes up here that I don't know what goes on. Your guess is as good as mine for this. I can't remember. We're playing my summer car, but when you're playing it, you're just sort of struggling to put the pieces in the right place. You're not really thinking about what pieces they are at the time, or taking note and trying to remember what they are. I think I want to move that out by a block. So we'll just draw over this. Take that one away. And take that away. Take this away. And then instead, I need that one there. We'll bring this in here. So we need to do little bolt holes and all that kind of stuff as well. But we'll do those as we go, I think. Okay, and then we'll just put that one there and these up here. That one. Okay, we're good. So I've got that panel in on there. Yeah, no, that's right. Maybe with a little bit of tweaking. Maybe I need to shave off a little bit off here. That's better. That's much better. But it's not the same on the other side here now. What we're going to do is this is going to run along and then come down and down. And it just comes out a little bit on this side, but not too much, like hardly noticeable. Like that. Okay. Do that one there. These ones on the inside. That one. That one, and that one. Okay, so this is the other side, which has all the fan belts and stuff connect onto it, which is why the plate's a little bit bigger, I think. I'm not too sure. I think this side, though, does come down a little bit further than the block. So we're just going to bring this down. It had pretty much a flat... I remember it having a pretty much a flat bottom. Oops. But I think it went down a little bit as we got further this way. We can always tweak later on. We don't need to get it perfect straight out of the gates, you know. Let's do there. Oh, this is tricky, actually. That one. To that one. That one. To that one. Huh. That one. To that one. I'm trying not to wreck what we've done. To here. Good. Okay, excellent. Fill this last bit in. So, without being able to... when we get to doing the parts on this side, we can then add more detail to that section. But I don't know exactly what goes... where the holes go yet. So we'll have to figure that out. But that's looking pretty good. Let's add now a little bit of detail into this. You know, although we've got some shape to it, it's a little bit flat still. So if we can just add some parts that either go in or out. Let's do some parts that go in. So we'll have that one. Nope, I think I want it bigger than that. Let's do like a 3 section like that. How many blocks in was that from the edge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds good to me. We'll come this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave 3 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that already looks a little bit better now. So what we'll do is on the inside, block up the areas. Like that. Like that. Hopefully I can just copy and paste this onto the other side. Somehow. I'll figure out some positions first. That one. That one. That one. That one. Ooh, I saw it. I saw it placed there. Whoop. Fell. Right. Wonderful. How does that look when we come and see from the outside here? Yeah, so it just adds a little bit of detail into the side. It doesn't make it just completely flat. The more parts that we put on, the more detail that the engine will just have. So we don't need to worry too much about this. So let's grab that one. We'll jump onto the inside. And grab that one. I'll stand over here. Oops. I've been in the habit of pressing F11 instead of backspace, which minimizes Minecraft or changes the window, messes a load of stuff up. Flip east and paste. Okay, so we got everything apart from these little bottom ones. I'm cool with that. That wasn't a bad copy. Saves us a bunch of time either way. And there. Now, these cylinders need to go all the way down. So let's grab there and go over to this side. And grab there. And then how am I going to do this? If I stand here and I say copy. And then we go down and I place it here and we say paste. Oh, I didn't grab the edges. Of course I didn't grab the edges because that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Let's go there. But the plan worked. And down here. Copy. Paste. Now, we don't want it to go all the way down because we need the crankshaft, which is going to be here. That can go a little bit bigger, I'm sure. We have something like that. We'll modify the size of it, but in fact, that would be the perfect size. If we go like that, that would be absolutely perfect then. Ah, I forgot the ends. I forgot one end. That's fine. We want it to come down to about here. So I think if we do another paste here. Another one. See, that's not a bad ball length. A stroke, or it's called a stroke length. I know that. That's not too bad. Let's try one more. Because we need enough room for this to be able to turn. See, we've gone too high, too low here. Because that's got to turn. Yeah, undo. I'll come down a little tiny bit. Like here. We'll try it there. Did it do anything? Nope. One more block. There we go. So that turns. And that pushes the pistons up and down in here. Let's put this side back on. So everything now around the edges of these circles should be solid. So we'll fill all those in. Or I'll fill all those in probably off camera. Okay, like that. So then everything around here is pretty much solid metal. I think, anyway. I've never cut an engine open, to be fair. But that's going to be about right. Now, I do know we've got the crankshaft, which goes at the bottom. I think it's a crankshaft. But then we also have the camshaft, which I think runs on this side. And it's a smaller hole. That would be about there. Maybe we can do it like that. I think that's a better circle. Something like that. And then on this side we have water pump pulley and some gear sprocket thing I remember seeing when we were playing it. Some of the early of us playing it earlier on is coming back, but some of it isn't. So we'll just outline that to make it stand out a little bit more. Alright, you know what? I think that's where we're going to leave today's episode. Please, please, please let me know in the comments section what you think. Or do you think this series is going to work? Can we have this around there? That could just be cool to have, yeah. Please let me know in the comment section below. Do you think this series is going to work? Are you going to enjoy it? Have you enjoyed this first episode? I know it's different. And I know it's a little bit more complicated than we're used to just building a house or building a skyscraper. This has got a lot more thought involved. But I think if we stick through it, it could look amazing. It's either going to look amazing at the end or terrible. Depending on how well we do it. But the further into the series we get, the easier it is. Because there's more pictures of my summer car, strangely enough, of the car built, or the engine built, than there are of the engine in pieces. So once we start getting the parts on, suddenly I'll know if they're in the right place, or if we need to move them slightly more often. But that's cool. That's an engine block right there. That is an engine block. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe, and we shall see you in the next episode.